Dun, 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 dun. What's up? What's up? Okay, it's time. Now that we got the car all back together, I'm going to take this opportunity to check basically just the tune-up items. See, we can check the TPS, check the timing. Everything's running pretty well. I thought, why not? We'll even check the spark plugs. So while it's cold, I'm going to go ahead and check these spark plugs, check the gap on them and just see how they're running, check consistency. So let me get a couple of these out and we'll take a peek. Okay, so I started on the driver's side of the vehicle. So on a Ford small block, you know that this is number 2, 4, 6, 8 all the way back. So I pulled out number 2. Of course, this, I guess if anybody's done a tune-up before, you should know Ford, they're going to use a 5/8 spark plug socket, which you know has a rubber grommet in there, I guess you'd say, to help stabilize the plug in there when you're putting this in. So you can kind of see here, this number 2 plug is a little oil covered, and I just checked the spark plug gap. The book, my Chilton manual says it's supposed to be at 54 thousandths. This gapper says this is going to be 64 thousandths. So I'm going to adjust this back down to 54, and I'm going to put it back in, and then once I put in the spark plug boot back, I'm going to add a little bit of dielectric grease, which will help next time I need to take these plugs out if I'm going to switch these out, which I'm going to, just to get a fresh set in there. And that'll help take these back off. So the dielectric grease obviously transfers power or current to there, but it will just help get the boot off without it sticking. So pick yourself up two of that if you don't have any when you're at the auto parts counter, and throw it in there. So let's get number 2 out, 4, 6. I'm going to check these all individually. That way I don't have to worry about mixing up plug wires and that. So let's get it done.
I was fine when you held my hand. I was fine when you pulled me down. You said the stars would answer. You said our prayers were written down. I was fine when you pulled me in. We were forced to be human, and then the world came after, and I had never questioned it. And they said it was wrong. But we started it all.
Okay, so spark plugs are all checked. Here's some advice I'm going to give you from lesson learned. I've learned this before and I'll learn it again now. So the person who put the spark plugs in here last cranked the ever-loving snot out of these things in the block. So this spark plug here, this is number 6. Here are the 2 pieces. So part of the reason to have a spark plug socket is that it doesn't have a rubber grommet inside, which is supposed to, I guess, encapsulate this, prevent slipping, I guess you'd say, to where you're going to break the ceramic on the spark plug. So here are the 2 pieces. Now the person that put these in before me cranked the bejeezers out of it, and I actually broke it trying to get it out. It was so damn tight. So in order to get it out, guess what? I had to get a 2-inch or 2-foot or 18-inch crowbar just to be able to get the damn spark plug out. So that right there tells you way too much force going in. So when you put those in, put in spark plugs, you don't have to over crank them. Put them until they're tight. Give them a little bit more for snug. Put your dielectric grease on the boots. That way they'll come off, and if you have to replace them like I do for the auto lights, not that bad to replace. So now I need a new set of plugs. So hey, tune-up gets a fresh set of plugs. We're going to move on to the next piece after I change these out. Okay, so with 8 new spark plugs in the engine now, some of the things I did find, so most of the ones, 3 of the 4 on the passenger side needed the breaker bar. So they probably had no anti-seize on the spark plugs, but with new plugs they do have anti-seize now. There's some dielectric grease on the boots to help them get released, and everything's gapped appropriately. So with that, I did find one spark plug that was sitting on the header and melting, so I've corrected that. Sometimes you find you get a little lucky and find something you didn't know a problem you didn't know you had, but you can fix now. So I always like to work on my own stuff just for that reason. And you never know what you're going to find when you buy a used car. So with that, the engine, I'm going to get some heat in it, let it warm up. So I'll give you a little symphony of 8 new spark plugs and an S-cam for stock.